Last week, biblical question was, did Jesus say you must accept him as your Lord and Savior to be born again? Did Jesus say you must accept him as your Lord and Savior to be born again? Nowhere have I ever seen it. Now, just because I haven't read or seen where Jesus said it like that, doesn't mean he didn't say it like that somewhere. But I've never read where Jesus said, you must accept me as your Lord and Savior to be born again. But I have read, and I know to be true, Jesus said, in order to enter into the kingdom of heaven, you must go first and forgive. You're not going to enter into the kingdom of heaven within until you forgive. It just ain't going to happen. And I do know that Jesus said, the kingdom of heaven is within us and above, outside and in. And then if you want life, you must live from within. I do know that Jesus said, if you want eternal life, you must keep his commandments. Keep his commandment. And the commandment to love God with all your heart, soul, and might, and your neighbor as yourself. Love your enemy. Love your enemy if you want eternal life. I do know that Jesus' whole message was not about condemnation, but of pointing the way to freedom. By telling you to pick up your cross and follow him right into the light. Follow him and love your neighbor. Jesus brought the message of perfect love. You must love one another. If you do not love the least of them, you do not love him. You don't love them. And I do know that he made it clear that salvation is of the heart. You must forgive and stop playing God. Stop judging. Because when you judge anyone for any reason, you're judging God. You're judging his son. You're playing God. The message was all about love and nothing else. The battle of good and evil. Anyone that has anger, resentment, judgment is pure evil. You're playing God. And I don't care how much you read any book, how religious you are. I don't care what sector of religion you are. You will never, ever, ever, ever enter into the kingdom of heaven, within or above, until you forgive. You got to drop your anger. You're not allowed to be of love when your heart is of evil. Evil, anyone that has anger, resentment, judgment, is a child of Satan. You are of your father, the devil. So Jesus made it clear. Eternal life is right here, right now, but you cannot find it. You cannot enter in until you, as an individual or one person, can admit you are evil, you're angry, you're judgmental, you're evil, and then forgive. And pick up your ego, your cross, which is your ego, and follow him, meaning that you must die from the false self, all of your false identities, your emotions, and your judgments, and your future, and your past, and your everything. You must die. He set that example by dying from the ego, and then he rose again, and so will you. But you got to die. I don't care how many Hail Marys you do, how many books you read, or praise to Jesus you say, or lift up holy hands and swinging about and carrying on. You will be miserable until you drop your body. And even after that, you're going to be miserable some more. Jesus never presented himself as God. He said, I'm your brother. What I own, you own it too because you're my brother, you're my sister. He never, and then the people have been tricked into calling Jesus God because the churches are controlling you. Christ came and set you free from religion, and you went right back into the slavery of religion. And now you're in prison. All in the name. You're in prison. And you cannot hear the truth because you don't want to hear. Let those who have ears hear. But Jesus, and no one has ever shown me so far that Jesus said, you must accept him as your Lord and Savior in order to be born again. But he did say, you must forgive in order to be born again. He brought a message of forgiveness and of love. God is love. And I hear people say, well, I love some people, but not all. I love that person, but not all. Then you love no one, including God. You're a liar, and the truth ain't in you. So if you want eternal life, you must confess your wicked heart is evil, men and women, and then forgive. Forgive your mothers, forgive your fathers, and then God will forgive you and make you free. You will have eternal life right here on earth. You don't have to wait until you drop your body thinking that you're going to get it. I wouldn't bank on that if I were you. Do what you want. But I would not bank on that. And we get to all calls, but we take the ladies' calls as they come in on Monday. It's Female Monday. Brad, so he never said that. And no one ever proved to me that Jesus said that. They'll say what somebody else said about Jesus, but they'll never show me where Jesus himself said that. And they say what somebody else said that Jesus said, but they never show me where Jesus himself said that. Amazing, huh? So, if you want to be free from the slavery of religion, of anger, of thoughts, all thoughts are all lies all the time about anything, you got to forgive. Ain't no way around it. If you don't want to be free, and you have a right not to want freedom, really, and no one has a right to judge you for not wanting freedom. God is not judging you for not wanting freedom. He gave you this life as a gift. Life is a gift from God. And God is not like human beings. They give you a gift and then they want to punish you if you don't act or do what they want you to do after they give you a gift. They want to take the gift back and everything. God said, no, I gave you this gift of life. You do what you want with it. You can live free with it and enjoy, or you can live in bondage and suffer. I'm not going to take it back just because you have decided you want to be miserable in your whole life. Amazing, huh? Keep your body, your mind where your body is for 1 week. It's going to be amazing. You know what else is amazing? Well, I don't know if it's amazing or not. Apparently, over the weekend, there was a little thing going on over there in Iran. Fox News is reporting Israel and the U.S. launched a massive joint military operation against Iran on Saturday. And they call that the Operation Epic Fury. And according to the report, that the leader of Iran is now dead. Bomb, 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 Iraq, bomb, 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 Iraq. Watch this from ABC News.
Iranians taking to the streets, some celebrating, others mourning the death of Supreme Leader Ayatollah Khamenei. He was killed in a strike Saturday. The CIA had been tracking the 86-year-old for months. Sources say agents learned about a meeting of top leaders with the Ayatollah planned for Saturday, prompting the U.S. and Israel to strike. President Trump over the weekend justifying the attack.
They've rejected every opportunity to renounce their nuclear ambitions. Instead, they attempted to rebuild their nuclear program and to continue developing long-range missiles.
But some experts question whether Iran posed an imminent threat, saying the country was far from acquiring the resources needed to build a nuclear weapon, especially after the strikes on nuclear facilities back in June. President Trump acknowledged the new strikes are to some degree preemptive.
We're undertaking this massive operation not merely to ensure security for our own time and place, but for our children and their children, just as our ancestors have done for us many, many years ago. This is the duty and the burden of a free people. We're doing this not for now, we're doing this for the future, and it is a noble mission.
Amazing. They call him amazing. What manner of man is this? The wind and the sea obeys him. Some people call him king. And they hold king rallies around the world, calling him the king. Some people call him daddy. Daddy is home. I call him the great white hope. Amazing, huh? Don't mess with the great white hope. Finally, it's happened to me right in front of your eyes. Finally, it's happened to me right in front of your eyes. It's amazing. NBC and CNN is reporting that more than 1,000 people have reportedly been killed in Iran, and at least 11 people killed in Israel, and 3 U.S. service members have been confirmed killed in actions following military operation in the Middle East. Amazing. And Fox News is reporting that President Donald Trump vowed Sunday to revenge the death of the U.S. service members. Watch this from ABC News.
Overnight, President Trump giving new insight into the military action in Iran, telling ABC News the U.S. attacks could last 4 or 5 more weeks. His statement coming just hours after the announcement that 3 American service members were killed during an Iranian attack in Kuwait.
We grieve for the true American patriots who have made the ultimate sacrifice for our nation. And sadly, there will likely be more. Before it ends, that's the way it is. Likely be more.
The U.S. and Israel striking more than 2,000 targets inside Iran Sunday, the second day of airstrikes. Central Command releasing new video showing the U.S. destroying what appear to be Iranian fighter jets, drones, and ballistic missile launchers, among other military targets.
The entire military command is gone as well, and many of them want to surrender into saving their lives.
Israel claims roughly half of Iran's ballistic missile launchers have now been destroyed. But Iran is responding. At least 9 people were killed when an Iranian missile hit this Israeli shelter in a synagogue. And at least 5 others were killed across the Persian Gulf states as Iran deployed missiles and drones at military and civilian targets. In Kuwait, those 3 American service members who were killed were reportedly part of a unit overseeing supplies and logistics. 5 others were injured. And inside Iran, the death toll is rising, with more than 1,000 people reportedly killed since the U.S. and Israeli attacks began Saturday. State media claims an airstrike on this girls' school left more than 153 people dead, including students. The U.S. is investigating, insisting it would never deliberately attack civilians.
Amazing. Finally, it's happening in front of right in front of you. That song is from C.C. Preston. Finally, from 1991. It's happening in front of my eye, right in front of you. You remember that song there? Finally, it's happening right in front of your eyes. Amazing. Amazing. And then I'll take your calls here. So that's what's happening right now. I'm wondering out loud, Donald Trump, the great white hope, been warning these people that he was coming. He's like, hey, let's have a meeting. Let's try to avoid this. Let's talk. And then they were slow in talking, according to the report. And then he started sending boats, and the people saw them coming, and they still ended up in this situation. It reminded me of the guy that the president just captured from, was he from Nicaragua?
Maduro?
Venezuela, not Nicaragua.
Oh. Yeah.
Venezuela, I'm told. Which one wasn't it?
Yeah, Venezuela.
Venezuela. He would tell that guy, hey, calm down. It's going to be okay. Let's talk so that we can work it out. But the guy didn't listen. What do they think? The president is Obama or Biden or something? Finally. So here's the reactions around the world from Axios. European leaders largely call for the restraint and diplomacy to avoid further escalation, while the U.S. Adversaries condemn President Trump's decision to pursue military action. Okay. Right? Okay. Whatever. Fox News, Iranians worldwide erupted in celebration after their leaders is killed in the strike. Watch this from Fox News.
We are so excited. Words cannot describe the feeling of the people of Iran.
My reaction with this attack is excitement and hope for the Iranian people, for freedom and democracy in Iran.
We are here to be the voice of Iranian and tell the world that we want regime change. Khamenei is no longer alive. He is dead. God bless Israel.
Thank you.
USA! USA! USA!
For the first time ever, I feel that I'm getting close to going home. So I will continue coming until Iran is free, and I can taste it.
Thank you, President Trump.
Thank you, Trump.
now is the greatest news. Thank you very much, Mr. Trump. Thank you very much, Prime Minister Netanyahu. You did great. Iranian people, thank you.
Are those Andre's people? They look like Andre's people.
They do look like Andre's people. Andre is Armenian. They're Persian.
Oh, almost the same thing, though, right?
Yes, almost.
Amazing. How come the Jews sound like those little penny keys from Africa?
They're from similar parts of the world, I guess.
Oh. Amazing. Amazing. Let me go to Jerome out of New Jersey. Well, I don't know what happened to the call. What happened? Jerome.
Yes, I'm here, Jesse. Can
you hear me clear, Jerome?
Yes, I can.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Jesse, how are you? How was your weekend?
Call back. Call back, Gil. Go ahead, Jerome, if you can.
Yeah. Okay, you can hear me?
I can, yes.
Okay, so I was calling, because the last time that I had spoke to you was about 2 weeks ago, and we were talking about Trump, and we were going back and forth on it. And one of the things that you ended off the conversation with was that you liked Trump because there were no new wars, or we weren't currently in any more wars. And now, only 2 days ago, as of Friday, now we're in a war with Iran. How do you feel about that?
Nothing.
You don't feel anything, but you have a feeling towards it because you reported it and you called it amazing. So I just want to know how you feel about the war.
I feel nothing about it at all.
Do you agree with it or disagree with it?
I neither agree nor disagree.
You're lying, Jesse. Why are you starting off the call this way? I'm just asking you a question.
I just gave you the answer.
But you're not telling the truth, though.
Why I'm not telling the truth? Why? I just told you I feel nothing about it at all. I'm neither for it or against it. But why you're not accepting that?
Because of the way that you just reported on it. Did what manner of man is this? And they call him God, and this is amazing. You agree with the war. You just don't, for some reason, you don't want to admit it.
I was telling you what they call the Great White Hope.
But why did you decide at that time to insert that? You were saying it because this is great.
I said it every day about the Great White Hope.
Right, but you said it at that time because I just want you to be honest. I mean, everybody has an opinion,
and that's the problem.
Okay,
how do you feel about it, Jerome? I told you how I feel about it. How do you feel about it?
I disagree with it.
And why?
Because we don't need any more American soldiers dying. This is not our fight. This is Israel's fight. If they want to go and do that, then they can go and do that.
But how do you know, though?
I just told you, Jesse.
But how do you know?
Do you disagree with what I'm saying?
You're not a part of the decision making. You don't know what's going on behind closed doors.
I'm an American citizen.
Jerome, hold on, calm down. How did you make
I just answered your question.
How did you make that decision? And you're not
I just told you I'm an American citizen that pays taxes.
Jerome, how do you know, since you're not a part of the decision making behind closed doors, you have no idea what's really going on, whether it's right or wrong. How did you make that decision?
What decision?
What you just made.
I didn't make a decision.
You said you're not for it.
That's not a decision.
What do you mean?
I can say that because I'm an American citizen that pays taxes. That's all I need. I don't need to be in Trump's cabinet. I don't need to be a wartime general. I don't need to be President Trump himself.
How are you able to make a decision?
I just told you, Jesse, but you're not accepting it.
Jerome,
I just answered you.
Jerome, I'm trying to understand how did
but
you
I just answered you.
Jerome, I asked you, calm down, man. I'm trying to have a conversation with you. How did you make that decision that you're not for it if you don't know anything about what happened behind closed doors?
Jesse, I just answered you, and we do this every single time I call in.
Tell me.
You keep on answering
You may have.
over and
I'm
over
black
again.
and slow. I may have missed.
Oh.
What did you say? I may have missed it.
Okay, so I'm gonna slow it down for you, Jesse.
Okay.
I am allowed to make this decision because I am an American citizen that pays taxes. I don't need to have anything else but that to say that I am not for the war. Just like somebody else can say that they are, and they don't make decisions.
Okay, you're
because
right.
They are an American
If
citizen.
you want to
too.
say you're not for it without knowing what's going on behind closed, you can say that if you want. You're absolutely right.
And so if you're not for the war, I just want to know: are you for American citizens dying in a war that has nothing to do with us? I'm just asking you that question.
I'm neither for nor against it.
But you say that you're America first, Jesse. Why are you trying to sit on the fence, Jesse? Just make a decision. Think for yourself one time.
I'm not. Oh. Oh, if ever we needed you, Lord, I'm neither for. How come you're not okay with me not being neither for it nor against it?
Because you're not telling the truth. You're not telling the truth.
Why is that?
Because this is what you always do.
No,
You're
I
trying
don't.
to dodge the
No,
question.
I don't,
Yes,
Jerome.
you do.
That's a lie.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
But I'm asking. But you claim to be America first, and that you love Trump because he's putting America first. Yet this is not our fight. This is in the Middle East. This is between Israel and Iran. This is not for us.
But how do you know that?
I don't know why you decide to do this every time. Yet if somebody does this to
you just made a
hang up the
statement.
phone
This
on them.
is about Israel and Iran. How do you know that? You may be right. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm asking, how do you know that?
Because in the clip that you played, the first clip, and if you don't remember, because I know you black and slow, but in the first clip that you played, the guy said that a lot of people are wary of this because Iran does not pose an imminent threat at this time, especially because we just bombed their nuclear facilities where they're developing nuclear weapons. So right now, the threat of them gaining nuclear bombs, that may not happen. It may not even happen in in the 2020. It may be past 2030. They're not a threat to us right now.
So you made that decision from hearing that soundbite?
What else do I need to go off of?
Okay, so you made that decision from hearing a soundbite like that.
Why do you keep on calling it a decision, Jesse? I'm not a decision maker. I'm an American taxpayer. That's all I need to be.
What does that mean? You just made a decision by saying that. You said that between Israel and Iran, that was a decision when you don't even have any clue what went on behind closed doors. You made a decision.
Jesse, I think that what you're feeling, I think that you don't agree with this, but you're too scared to say that you don't agree with Trump, Daddy Trump, and Daddy Netanyahu.
Why do you call him Daddy?
No, you do. You treat that man
when
like he's your
When did I call
father.
Trump Daddy?
You talk about that man like he's your Lord and Savior.
When did I call Trump Daddy?
Almost every time you get on the radio.
You never heard me call Trump Daddy. I said other people call him Daddy. I call him the great white. I call him the great white hope, man.
I can post a clip of you calling him Daddy.
No, you can't.
I bet you I can.
We are transferring power from Washington, D.C., and giving it back to you, the people.
Do you agree with that?
This is a clown show.
A clown?
Yeah, you a clown, Jesse. This is sad the way that you act on this radio.
Amazing.
I hope that everybody that listens to you hears this.
Okay, I do too. Thank you, Jerome. Amazing. And I want to know what y'all think about this. How do you see it? Really, I do want to hear from you about it. Impossible. He made it possible for the sun to shine. What happened to white people courage? What happened to it? Google AI. I want to know your thoughts on this from the 70s. In May 1970, Augusta, Georgia, experienced significant civil unrest driven by intense resistance to school desegregation. They like, oh no, you can't force me to love somebody. It's so weird because until the so-called civil rights movement came along, no such thing as civil rights, by the way, black people were quite happy in their own schools. But they came along and told them, no, you are not happy. You're poor. Black people didn't even know they were poor until somebody came along and told them they were poor. They were like, what the? I didn't know I was poor. I didn't know my school wasn't working for me. This viral clip shows white residents in Augusta, Georgia. I think that's the town that James Brown came from. James Brown, black and proud. In Augusta, white residents in Augusta, Georgia, protesting federal court order for school integration. Watch this from Instagram.
And we are standing up for what we think is right now.
Barbara,
I need it. In the name of God, how much more are we supposed to take?
Take from what?
From you people.
I mean, you people. You sound like I'm a dog or something.
We want freedom! We want freedom! No! We need our rights. They want our rights. We're not going to give it to Save our school!
And they don't have enough gumption to turn around and tell that Supreme Court to rule on the laws of the land rather than to mess with our children and ruin our education and put our country down.
You kidding, man.
Now, there were appointed officials, and we'll impeach every one of them if we have to get this country back where it belongs.
Man, but by the time somebody do something, now, all of a sudden, the tide is turning a little bit. You see how things feel now. You all come upset, huh? You're all upset. Say somebody taking your rights away.
We want no trouble. We don't condemn these black people. They are human beings too. We understand that, but we want our school. And we're going to get it if we have to go to Washington to get it. We are doing what they have done many, many times. Now, is that wrong, people of this world today? And why did he have to come over here? To order us to do what they want us to do.
Remember in the good old days, white people fought back like that? You don't have a right to force somebody onto another to love you. And they were trying to do it because they wanted power and money. It wasn't about the blacks and the whites coming together. That would have happened naturally. It was already happening, and it would continue to happen because we were taught to treat everyone, no matter the color, even though they didn't bring up the color, they treat everyone the way you would like to be treated. That's what Christ said even now. Treat everyone in the way that you would like to be treated. And things would be just fine. We wouldn't have these stabbing of white people in our country had not the blacks been told the white man is your problem. Generation after generation. I remember when they went and they were doing the knockout games of the white. Everybody thought it was kind of funny. Okay. And it only got worse. And it's going to get worse because that's what evil does to the individual. And if you don't stop it, to the world around it. Remember, white people stood up. They said no. That's gone now. And they made up all these bad sounding words, racism and all kind of isms. And because you're afraid, emotional, you respond to words. Only a weak, fearful person, emotional person, react to words. A word is just a word. As Obama said, just words, just speeches. Just words, just speeches. When will you overcome the world? Be in it, but not of it. When will you live your life as a whole person and not a divided person, living in fear, living in the past or the so-called future? When will you live right now, right here, all the time. White people, your fear has allowed and is allowing you to be destroyed, and nothing good going to come from it. It's not going to make the people who resent you and now killing you on the bus stops and everywhere. That's not going to make them better. It's not going to make them love you. It's only going to get worse. If you doubt me, call over there to South Africa and ask them how they doing. The white people are starting their own town over there now, and the blacks don't like it. They're even calling that racist. The black ran the white people off to the farmland. Get out of here. And the white people said, okay, you can have everything. We're gone. We're going to go back out to the land, farmland. And they started their own town. And they told the black people, y'all can't come over here now. And the blacks are still mad. A victim-thinking person, whatever color, male or female, is pure evil. Do what you want with that. Let me go to first-time caller Lisa out of Virginia. Lisa, you are on the air. Hey, Lisa.
How are you?
All is well.
Good. I had a question, Jesse. I've been listening to you for a couple years now. I've watched probably every video you have, or at least I think I have. Probably not everyone, but almost everyone that I can find. And I watch your sermon on Sundays and stuff. I call it a sermon. I don't know if that's what you call it. But my question is, I've been married for 30 years, and my husband and I lost our oldest son in 2020. And his fiance was pregnant at the time, and we didn't know it. And the baby was born, and we had the baby from the time she was like 2 weeks old. And she's now 5 years old. And I'm not really sure what's going on, Jesse. My husband just decided to up and leave. He started accusing me of doing things like cheating on him. And I've been married 30 years. I've never even thought about it. I've been too busy when we were young, having babies, raising babies. And then we get a little older. And this happens. Now, we've had her because her mother passed away in a car wreck when she was 2 weeks old. So that's why we have her, and we're the only parents she's ever known. And he was working out of town. He was driving like 2 hours one way and 2 hours back. And then he just started acting. And I don't know if he is possessed or if is it my fault, or I just don't know.
And your question, so after 30 years, he just left?
Yes.
And how do you feel about it?
Sad.
Why?
Because he was my best friend.
But if he was your best friend, he wouldn't have left you.
Yeah.
So why feel sad?
I don't know.
You should be rejoicing.
Why?
Because it's something wrong with anyone who feel anything when another person leave their life for any reason. You have made him your God, and now your God is gone, and you're feeling ego pain. I recommend you rejoice, and now you focus on you, overcome evil, do the silent prayer, overcome the world.
That's what I'm going to ask you, the silent prayer, Jesse. How exactly do I do that?
Go to rebuildingtheman.com, and it'll show you exactly how to do. rebuildingtheman.com/silent prayer.
Okay.
But listen, go ahead, what?
No, you go ahead, Jesse.
Rejoice. Be glad that man is gone, because it's something wrong with you that you feel anything about him gone. So he decided to leave. Okay, bye. I wish you well. And you become one with the truth, and the truth will make you free. And people come in and out of your life, and you won't be bothered. What?
I'm not normally bothered by that. People have come in and out. I mean, I've lost people. All my, family are gone.
And so the same with your husband. You wish him well. He has a right to leave if he want to leave, and you are wrong for feeling anything about it.
I guess I'm more scared I'm sad too, but I'm scared. I've been married since I was 20. I'm 52, and I've been married to him since I was 22.
That's fine. I don't
And
care
I don't
if
know
you're
any of them.
102. Sarah was 99. Abraham was 100. So
Yeah.
here's what I recommend. Now you focus on you to become one with the truth, with God, and I promise you'll be fine.
You know, you hit something when you said about the God, because I've been thinking about that.
Yeah.
Like I've been wondering, like, have I propped him up too much or made him so much of a focus more than Christ?
Yes, that's why you're feeling the pain, ego pain, because your God is gone. Be glad your God is gone, and now you can focus on the true God. And don't hold anything against him. Don't be mad at him for leaving. You wish him well.
I'm not mad at him.
Right.
Should I want him to come home?
No, no. Only want for what is right. Don't want for anything
What about
else.
for her?
For who?
What about for our daughter?
God will guide you to raise your daughter. Don't worry.
He will take care of that?
100%. But now you got to make him your God instead of anything or anyone else. So be glad that man gone. What the?
I know, yeah, I should. I understand, though. You're right. Like, I should feel like, you know, like, how could you do that?
No, don't even feel like that way. He said, I'm leaving, or even if he left without saying I'm leaving. Okay. But your relationship, your love is coming from God, not from another person, period. Human beings don't have love.
Human beings don't have. That's right. It's right. Isn't it just a little God spark in us that's where the love comes from?
From God, absolutely.
From God, yeah.
So now you return to the Father. Wish that man well. Don't try to get him back. Don't hope that he does come back. You live your life. Let the truth guide you.
But he's the only one working right now, Jesse. I haven't worked since my daughter. Since
Make sure he take care of you until you get a job, because
he is. He is doing that.
So you're fine then. What the?
Yeah, it's just hard when you've been around somebody that long.
Only because you made them your God, and now your ego is affected. You don't care anything about it. It's your ego.
Right.
You got to die from that, Lisa.
Yes, I do need to die from that.
So work on you now. Wish that man well. Leave him alone. As long as he's taking care of you and the baby, you work on your spiritual life. You'll be fine, all right?
Should I take up church? I don't normally go to church. I watch.
No, forget about church. You watch church already. You watch the bond service.
Yeah.
You look
so don't worry
within,
about physically going.
You look within. The kingdom of heaven is within you. You already have fellowship with us. You're fine.
Okay. Yep. Okay. Well, that sounds like actually good advice. It's probably not what when I was younger, I would have said that. Well, that doesn't feel good, but I do understand it's not supposed to feel good.
That's right. Let me know how it goes, all right? I'm out of time. Let me know.
All right. Thank you, Jesse.
You're welcome.
I sure will.
All right. I asked my producer this question earlier this morning. And so get ready. Take a deep breath and get ready, Anchor Baby. So I was wondering.
Derek's saying no. Should I be worried?
If, let's say you have two football teams that are about to play against each other. That clear?
Okay.
So, and just before they go out on the field, the priest go and pray for the team that he agrees with, his town. He prayed that they win. And then on the other team, the priest go and pray for that team that they win. Which one God going to let win?
The one that's a funny question.
What do you mean? The chaplain. It's the chaplain, not the priest.
Because they're both
so
Christians.
The chaplain pray for his team that they win. And the other chaplain pray for their team that they win. Which one is God going to let win?
I have no problem saying God plays favorites. He's going to favor the team that he likes more. He's going to look at them and say, no, obviously this team that prayed better and is better or whatever.
So are you saying one chaplain prayed better than the other?
And I like to imagine God in his omnipotence and omniscience sees how good the prayer was, how good the team is and measures it all perfectly and decides.
So, one
I'm
chapter.
playing a little bit because this is like, how do I answer that? God, which prayer will you answer? It's making me doubt prayer. Like, you know what I'm saying?
One chaplain prayed that their team win, and the other chaplain prayed that their team win, and they both going up to each other. So,
yeah, it's a matter of see, now Nick's doubting prayer, says Derek. He's worried about my walk with Christ, and I appreciate that about him.
That's an amazing question, huh?
Yeah, it is.
I want to know, folks. One team, the chaplain prayed. So these two football teams about to go up against each other. The chaplain goes and prays for the team that he supports, that they win. And the other chaplain go pray for the team he supports, that they win. Which one the guy gonna let win? Amazing, huh? So you don't have an answer?
The one that God favors.
Oh, but God don't favor both of the chaplains?
I mean, initially I thought God favored all, right? Just pray in earnest. Isn't there a scripture? If you pray, I'll answer it for you.
Oh, God. What a mess. Hate doesn't know this yet, but I want him to respond to this video and the Anchor Baby. I don't know if either one of them have seen this, and I haven't seen the video. My producer told me about it this morning, and it sounded very, very interesting. So I want to know what you all think about it as well. A Grand Rapids white guy defends blacks during a city meeting. This is from Google AI and being blacklisted. At a Grand Rapids City Council, and that's in Michigan, I believe, Michigan. At a Grand Rapids City Council meeting in early March 2026, a white man testified that he drove with invalid plates for an entire year to test police racism and was never stopped. Also stating, if I started riding my bike around with a gun on me, nobody would call. Watch this from Grand Rapids City Commission meeting. Watch this.
What these are? Yeah, you do. License plate tabs. These are mine from a year ago when I decided to start an experiment to see how long I, as a white dude, could drive around without them and not get pulled over. Last year, working all the way across town 5 days a week, driving through 4 or 5 different police jurisdictions, I was never stopped or questioned once. But please do keep telling us that there's no racial or class bias in policing. I bet if I started riding my bike around with a gun on me, nobody would call. But in the past couple of years, GRPD has killed on 2 out of 3 calls for simply being black and having a firearm, supposedly in a state where that in itself is not illegal.
Amazing. And this, according to the story, this man in the video demands for drastic change to how Grand Rapids Police Department uses dogs. Watch this.
Speaking of racism, let's talk about dogs. As a white guy from the South, I gotta say that when I see a black man running away having dogs sicked on them, it's reminiscent of the plantations of the old South, with an E. Delbert, release the hounds, that boy's running. I concur with those who've called for drastic change in the dog policy at GRPD.
Amazing. What do you say to that, Hake? Had you seen that video?
No, I have never seen that video.
What do you say to that?
He didn't prove anything that he thought that he was proving. Because you can drive around on expired plates and not draw attention to yourself. And that doesn't mean anything. I know some people whom I shall not dox who are driving on expired plates from a whole nother state for months. He doesn't sound very Southern to me. He sounds racist against Southerners, actually.
Amazing. Interesting. And what do you say, Anchor Baby?
Yeah, that's actually proof the police are giving him a break in a sense. Well, I don't know if it's proof, but in my opinion, they're profiling because, you know, if anything's happening, there's a profiling of those who are usually more criminal, right? Black people, whatever. And so you got this individual who's maybe riding around like this. You can imagine a cop maybe seeing that and thinking, maybe profiling and thinking, he's probably going to get it fixed. You know what I'm saying? He's going to get it soon. Giving him a break. You could call that racist, but I call that like how we have to live in a society. Imagine everybody getting stopped all the time because of discrimination.
But there's no even proof that the cops even ever saw his plates.
Oh, I must be misunderstanding.
Because he said that he drove through multiple police jurisdictions. That didn't mean that he drove in front of the cop and pointed out his plates are expired or whatever.
Look, my plates are expired.
Yeah, I can't be sure of what I'm saying. I'm just trying to paint a picture about how
if they
you have to
saw
live alongside criminal things, and this is how society orders itself in a way.
Police tend to be a heavier presence where they're needed, where there's crime.
That's a good point, too. He said that if I started riding around on my bike with a gun on me, nobody would call the cops. No one would call.
That's his imagination.
Running away with him.
He doesn't seem like a normal fight to me.
Something wrong with him. What I don't understand, I mean, I do understand, but for the sake of conversation, what's wrong with the whites?
I was going to say, seems like a normal way, paying attention to others instead of himself.
Yeah. What's wrong with the whites that they think, a lot of them believe that they have white privilege. What's wrong with them that they think they need to stand up for the blacks? Do they see blacks that pitiful? That the blacks are so pitiful, you got to stand up for them because they're not able to do it for themselves. This guy's on an ego. This guy's wicked because he knows, like everyone does, that crime is out of control. With not all blacks, of course, but most. Crime is out of control in the black areas, in the black community, so-called communities, and then now it's happening in the suburbs because the blacks have been told, go to the white area, go to the white area, go to the white area. And they're doing it to the white people now, breaking in their homes, their cars, knocking them out on the streets and all kind of stuff. What's wrong with this guy? And then this thing about the South using dogs against the blacks, right?
That was the other thing. Yes, dogs are the last thing cops have.
That's what they use when riots happens.
Or when they need to chase a guy.
When they need the police to chase somebody that's on the run, or when they're having riots. And so that's what they do. It's just recently that people stopped the cops from using dogs because they had no police, remember? Stopped defunding the police. But they still use them sometime even now.
You know, they changed the Supreme Court ruled in the 70s, if I recall correctly, that you cannot shoot at a fleeing suspect unless they pose an immediate danger.
Yeah.
And so everything that they are doing is to allow the criminals to get away and tie the hands of the police. And so I saw one incident where a cop said, "Stop running or I'm going to release the dog." And then the black guy went down and went face down on the ground and waited because he didn't want to get bit by a dog.
Who let the dogs out?
And so that's one of the ways that you stop criminals is with a dog.
Amazing.
And now they want to take that away too.
And they're trying to act like, oh, the South's so bad because they hate the blacks so much they put dogs on them.
Because they know that you're not going to shoot. You can't say stop or I'll shoot. Stop or I'll release a dog.
But they were using the dogs because the dogs will help stop the riot. Really. They wouldn't just walk around town, oh, here's a black. Let me throw the dogs on him. This man is evil. He's out of his mind.
Yeah.
And he's helping or encouraging blacks to always see themselves as victims. And then putting the rest of the country's life at risk by acting like, oh, it's racism to use the dog. And you idiot, if you rode around on a bike with your gun, you white. Start committing crime, you see what happens. Why do you refuse to leave the battlefield? Just because other people want to fight, that doesn't mean you got to fight with them. Why do you fight? What good, other than a thrill, what good is it doing you to fight? Really, just think about it. You and the devil are fighting within you, and you and the devil are fighting outside of you with others. And two devils fight. And both devils think that they are right. Neither are right, but they both do because they love the thrill of fighting. They love the thrill of anger. They love the thrill of praying to God and to Mother Mary. They love the thrill of crying. Even though when you cry, you're lying. It's all about thrills. When will you stop loving the thrill of life, false life? When? Amazing, huh? It's up to you, though. You can either lay your weapon down or you continue to fight a losing battle. Because it's not even you fighting. Something else has made a home in you. And it's taken over, and you think you're in control, but you're not. So yesterday they had some primaries, a couple primaries, and one of them was in Texas. And apparently I've been told that gal, Jasmine Crockett, she lost the primary. She is out. If that's true, she lost, according to the report. Fox News, Jasmine Crockett, a Democrat, is accusing Republicans for trying to rig her primary after the Texas Supreme Court blocked an extension to voting hours. Watch this from Fox News and MS Now.
Knowing that Dallas County is a big dump of votes.
Yeah, for you, girl.
We, in my opinion, will not know the election results overall tonight. We need to see the Dallas County votes to see where they are.
For sure.
I mean, if the early vote comes in, which we may have the early vote soon, if it comes in and I'm losing Dallas County, then we know kind of where this thing is going. So that's my news, is that we're not going to have election results tonight, in my opinion, based upon what specifically is taking place in Dallas County. This is what Republicans like to do. And so they specifically targeted Dallas County, and I think we all know why. So I want you to enjoy yourselves, but I won't be back tonight because I have no idea of when we're going to get results. So I love y'all too.
What a mess. So I don't know. Did she win or lose? Oh. New York Times is reporting Jasmine Crockett of Texas conceded the Texas Democratic primary for Senate earlier Wednesday morning to James Tallarico. So Crockett is out of there. What the? And now she's blaming the Republican. You got to blame it on somebody. You got to blame it on something. Blame it on the rain. So according to the Times, Jasmine Crockett is out of there. Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more. What you say? Hit the road, Jack. She's gone. Ain't no use in praying for her no more. She's gone. My producer gave me this story about a 12-year-old girl who said that she was raped. And she said that she had been, this is from Local 10. This 12-year-old girl claims that she had been raped, right? The mother of a 12-year-old Josiah, Jusiah, Jones, shouted outside the court outside a court hearing on Monday. Is this still going to report the story, the news item? But where's the story though? And this is where she claims she was. This is where she claims she was raped for 30 minutes. What? Okay, so here's the beginning of it. So Jared's kind of redid it over for me. Local 10, the mother of a 12-year-old Josiah Jones shouted outside of a court hearing Monday after her son, along with two other boys, were recently charged as adults in a case involving the rape of a 12-year-old girl. Watch this from WPLG Local 10.
Well, court was brief today, but afterwards, emotions were running high with one of the families of the boys being charged as an adult.
It's not true. He's on 12.
That's the mother of 12-year-old Josiah Jones screaming at anyone who would listen after today's court hearing as her son faces charges as an adult in a case involving the rape of a 12-year-old girl.
I don't care if they get 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years, 100 years. Guess what? I'm going to always feel like as a mother, as a woman, I'm going to always feel like it's not enough.
The girl's mother speaking to Local 10 recently saying she just wants justice for her daughter. According to police, the girl was leaving a friend's home when she encountered the boys near a community garden in Overtown. Investigators allege 13-year-old Nelson Nunez raped her, while 12-year-old Josiah Jones and Xavier Tyson, who was 14 at the time, restrained her. Police say Jones put rocks in her mouth to stop her from screaming. All three boys are being charged as adults.
Amazing. And so now they're saying the story made up. I don't know because I wasn't there, but they're saying that this story was made up by this girl. The victim says she was raped for 30 minutes. When Derek told me about this and they said 30 minutes, Now, I don't know. I wasn't there, right? But I'm like, that's ridiculous. Nobody has sex for 30 minutes. You can't go 30 minutes. Oh, like, that doesn't even make sense. But I don't know. I wasn't there. And so now they're saying that the story is not true. The victim says she was raped for 30 minutes, and the father of one of the accused boys called the charges against his son bogus. Watch this from WPLG Local 10.
The victim says it went on for about 30 minutes, and the boys stopped when they heard her father calling her name. In court today, attorneys for 2 of the 3 boys arrested in this case formally entered not guilty pleas, requested jury trials, and invoked discovery requiring prosecutors to turn over all evidence. They also argued their clients, Jones and Nunez, should not be in adult jail.
At this point, you have a 13-year-old kid sitting in jail, and me and I think my co-counsel, the lawyer for the co-defendant, we both will be fighting hard to get our clients out of jail.
As for Jones's father, he tells us the allegations against his son are not true.
A young black man that was visiting Miami, it was with the wrong 2 kids, a 15 and a 14-year-old. My son is 12 years old and has a father that takes care of him. These allegations are bogus.
Amazing. I don't know, but one thing I do know, over the last 36 years now, I cannot tell you the number of men who have been accused of stuff like this by adults and younger, and it's not true. But once they say it, because human beings are so wicked and evil and judgmental, they just believe it. And they look at you like you're crazy. But I don't know about this situation, but I wish the boy well if it's not true. And the world, because the world loves evil, they believe whatever the woman says. She said it must be true. And 9 times out of 10, it's not true at all. Again, I don't know about this, but no longer are you innocent until proven guilty. You're guilty as soon as you hear it. And that's why you got to overcome the world. You must overcome the world. My producer tell me the so-called victim mother was not present at the hearing in person, based on a recent court report. So I suggest you overcome the world so you won't be bothered about, you won't even think about the world or what they think of you. Because human beings are wicked. You don't know the nature of human nature until you overcome it. It's bad. It's worse than what I can tell you. And Christ said, do not trust an angry person, a resentful person. They are evil. And as soon as they hear the word rape, oh, Lord, their emotions go through the sky, and they think their emotions are real, and they believe it. Again, I wish these guys well. I don't know what happened there, but what a mess. Okay, let me go to a first-time caller first then. Hodge, a first-time call out of Texas. Oh, Hodge, your phone dropped earlier.
Oh, yeah, I'm not too savvy on it, so I didn't know it'd go on mute. By the time I figured it out, you had to go.
Okay. You're on the air.
Well, my question was, is heaven a place you become or a place you go?
A place you become.
Yes.
You and heaven will be one. You and heaven will be eternal life. Heaven is right here, right now, inside of you and above, but you can have it right now.
Awesome. I've been binging you for about the last month, and what's weird is about 30 years ago I had an incident, and I've been reading the Bible, and I've just seen everything you're talking about, and I couldn't talk to anybody about it. It's just amazing. I appreciate you. What was the biblical question?
Why do you refuse to give up your false feelings of life?
I believe because until you realize that you are the kingdom of God, you're in the dark and you have to walk where a blind man walks, the area he knows.
Interesting. I'll put my little 2 cents in on Sunday. I appreciate that. Are you doing the silent prayer?
I have started doing the silent prayer. I think I do it like continuously during the day instead of at one time.
Yeah. But beware.
Except when I slip out.
Beware of where you are and what you're doing at all time, and you are doing it.
In the present mind.
Yes.
Awesome. I do see something just a little different. Everything you say is so true, but the application, it seems like it only goes to one individual into like a group, like a man, woman, and child, because it seems like man, Adam is man, woman, and child, and that's what we are the host of. And I saw that emotions like Israelites, and the heart is like Moses, and the tongue is like Aaron. And I've looked up all these words and everything, and the character of the names where men used to be named for the character of their being. And they fit the stories they tell so well, and they tell another whole story, and that's what I've been seeing. And it's just blowing my mind, the things you say, because the people just tell me I'm on a different page.
Well, that's because they can't see. So forgive them. They can't see,
and
and they don't want to see. But you live your life. You go on working on you, and wish them well. But go your way, and you stay on the straight and narrow.
I'd love just to sit and talk to you in person, but I'll let you get back to your biz.
All right, buddy. Call me again.
You bet.
All right. Bye now. So some of you have heard that this female by the name of Jasmine Crockett, a black female from Texas, she was once a Congress person, female, but then she somehow or another, that ran out or she lost or something. And then she ran for Senate down there in Texas, and she lost that to another Democrat, and he seemed interesting. Grandpa, tell me about the good old days. The world gone crazy. Also, I'm told that Crockett is still in Congress, but her term is ending. So that's why she ran for Senate. And of course, she blamed the Republicans when she lost. Of course, everybody, and they mama if you're black, their mama if you're white, want to be a victim. Everybody is a victim. Except baby Jessica's daddy. Everybody a victim. What a mess, huh? So Crockett is out of there in January of 2027, according to Brave. So I want to give you an example of the guy that won, that ran against her in the primary, how he think about things, according to this report, how he sees things. This is from Grok. Texas Democrat Senate candidate James Tallarico, who is studying to become a minister, said in a podcast interview that Christianity and other loving religions like Buddhism, Hinduism, Islamism, and Judaism, Buddhism, Islamism, and Judaism are all point to the same basic truth about the world. Watch this from X.
How do you think about the competing claims of different religions? Do you believe Christianity to be more true than other religions? Do you believe there to be exclusivity in these beliefs, that they're incompatible with each other?
I believe Christianity points to the truth. I also think other religions of love point to the same truth. I think of different religious traditions as different languages. I believe Jesus Christ reveals that reality to us, but I also think that other traditions reveal that reality in their own ways with their own symbol structures. And I've learned more about my tradition by learning more about Buddhism and Hinduism and Islam and Judaism. And so I see these beautiful faith traditions as circling the same truth about the universe, about the cosmos. And that truth is inherently a mystery.
Mysteries unfold. What he didn't tell you is that God, nor his Son, and all the angels above, even the Holy Ghost, have nothing and no relationship at all with religion, period. With any religion at all. They have nothing to do with it, zero, period. He left that part out for whatever reason. And he's studying to become a preacher. I never understood why someone believed that they got, quote unquote, God called them, and now they got to go to school to learn what God will have them say. How a teacher going to tell you what God will have you say and do? That doesn't even make sense, but a lot of people are falling for it. And this is the guy that, according to the report, beat out Crockett or Cricket for the Democratic seat. So he's going to be running. It's going from worse to worse. If ever we needed you, Lord, we need you now. Come by here, Lord. Come by here. Oh, Lord, come by here. Let me go to Dexter out of New York. Dexter, you are on the air.
Hey, Jesse, thank you for taking my call.
Yes, sir.
Yes, so it's Bible Thumper Thursday, so I wanted to ask.
Ask.
I wanted to ask if there was any man in the Bible who listened to a woman and did not suffer.
Any man who listened to the woman that did not suffer, yeah. I don't know. I'm not aware of that. So it could or could not be. I'm not aware of it.
Okay. I would more or less believe that no man who listens to a woman will not suffer. So the reason why I brought it up, and I heard a caller yesterday also speaking about this, at my job, the boss's wife is in my department, and she's, she's a little difficult person to deal with. She's, all the things on the checklist for the crazy lady, right? So a couple of days ago, she started yelling. They hired me to fix some problems in their business. I fixed them, but she seems to be a little intimidated by me being in her territory, as they say. So she started throwing tantrums at work for the past couple of days. About things that don't deserve that kind of energy. And this morning, she was starting to scream at me, and I told her, well, look, maybe I can't do the job that you want me to do. And I got up and I left. I didn't slam any doors. I didn't yell. I didn't try to yell back at her. So I was wondering if that was the right thing that I did, and how I dealt with it. I think I dealt with it the right way, but I did feel a little bit of anger when she raised her voice at me. I wanted to know what you thought about that.
Then if you reacted to the anger, it sounded like you did not do the right thing. Because when that situation happened, her yelling at you, and you felt the anger, it was a perfect situation for you to see what was going on inside of you. so that you can
Mhm.
overcome the anger. But
Right.
but it sounds
But
like you
I
reacted to the anger by feeling it, and then you left, even though you didn't slam the door. It still caused you to leave because you're there to earn a living,
Right.
and no matter where you go in this world, you're going to run into angry, evil people who are going to try to take their anger out on you, all for the thrill of it.
I agree with you.
Is she your boss?
No, she's not my boss.
So
She
why
is
didn't you report her to the boss?
the boss is her husband, and she has a habit of that's a leadership style. Apparently, that's a style of doing her job.
I know, but why didn't you let the
I
boss
I
know
I
and see if he was happy with your job, with your work?
he was happy, but for some reason, I saw that it was an exercise in futility. If I don't know if you understand what I mean, like,
But you don't
you
know
know,
because you didn't go to him.
well, I have meetings with him every day, and you know, he talks about the issues, but so it's specific stuff. There were some issues that caused the work to fall behind because of staff leaving abruptly and like leaving unannounced. And we were with a skeleton staff, and they hired me to help fix those issues and bring it up to speed, which I did. And the boss told me he was happy with that. But then I got mixed signals, you know, one from him. He's like, we understand the issues and we understand that you know, work is being done, but it's being done slowly, but we understand. And then she comes and, you know, throws tantrums over stuff that we already discussed. And, you know, I mean, the thing is, I meditated on it, and what happened, I have a newborn son at home, and she threw a tantrum 2 days ago after I already stayed back 2 hours after I'm supposed to be there. And she was throwing a tantrum, and I just, you know, I went home to my son, and he started screaming, and I felt the anger. Now, when I say I felt the anger, I felt it. I didn't like have an outburst. I didn't react. I want to say I observed it because, you know, I got the feeling, you know, the raised heart rate, the raised body temperature, and all of that. But I didn't react. Like I didn't. Is that reacting to it?
Because of time, let me ask.
Sorry.
So you left. If you had not felt the anger, would you have walked away from the job?
Yes, because I'm. Yes, I would have. Yeah.
So you're going to walk away from the job today anyway?
I already did.
I know, but were you going to walk away before that incident happened?
I hadn't planned to, but I had in my mind that if she throws a tantrum at me and she's pulling me away from the work for me to engage in her tantrums, then that's why I say it's an exercise in futility, because now I can't get the job done because I have to engage in a tantrum.
What do you mean engage in it?
She wants me to stop working and listen to her scream about stuff that is being dealt with.
Does she tell you that?
Yeah, she tells me, stop what you're doing. I have to talk to you. And then she starts screaming about an email that was answered already.
Well, why don't you? She's not your boss, right? At all.
No, she's not my. No, she's not.
So
my
why
boss.
do you let the person that hired you know that?
Because of the relationship with the person that hired me, it's her husband.
I know, but why do you let him know that she was interfering with your work?
Because he listens to her, and he's controlled by her.
But how do you know how he would have responded to you telling him this if you didn't do it?
Well, the truth is, I would not have known. It's impossible to know.
So why do you go to him?
I'm sorry?
Why didn't you go to him?
Because I saw it as pointless. Because
but you didn't know that, though. You wouldn't know until you done it.
Right. But what would I have told him?
Your wife is bitching at me. Can you have her calm down?
I wanted to use those exact words, Jesse, but the professional in me just I prefer to walk away from situations like that instead of fight. Like I looked at it as though I'm fighting, and I gave up the fight. I do the silent prayer. I forgave my parents. So I didn't want to fight for a position that I'm not wanted in. If you understand what I'm saying.
I know, but walking away from a job like that doesn't sound professional.
Yeah, I agree with you. It does not.
And now the man that hired you, he's going to blame you for walking away because the wife is going to make it seem as though you left. Because he hired you, the proper thing was to go to him and let him know, hey, it's difficult to work with your wife here. Can you do something about this? Or if you can't, I'm going to have to leave.
Yeah, I feel like that was the right thing. I listened to now that I'm hearing your analysis, maybe I've listened to the thoughts.
Because had you
that told me not to fight it.
Right, but fight mean that you weren't going to argue with her about it or anything, and you were not going to try to run away from the ego pain, the anger pain that you were feeling. That's what it means to take that pain. But still, you are professional. This guy hired you, and you walked away from the job without even letting him know. And now,
well, I did.
Now the wife going to make you seem like you to blame for, and you are because you left in that way. But it's going to make you seem that you walked away.
Right. I understand what you're saying, and I did also think about that as well. But I chose to walk away because I maybe I viewed it wrong. I'm like, why would I fight this when? I mean, I have other job offers. I'm actually on my way.
It's not fair to the man that hired you, and he doesn't even know why you left because you didn't tell him.
Well, I did text him. I told him that I
know,
can't
but you didn't go to him and tell him.
Right. You're right. You're right about that. Well, maybe I'll. It's probably too late now. I'm actually on my way to another interview, so maybe this time if I.
And because you didn't deal with that situation in the right way to overcome it, you're going to run right into the same situation until you deal with it.
Till I deal with it, yeah. All right.
Because all human beings are evil, and you're trying to overcome evil. And so evil is going to get really reactive inside of you and inside of other people because it doesn't want you to escape.
Right. Yes, I agree. Jesse, how would I be able to tell the difference when it's a fight or when to turn away? Because in this instance, maybe I was a little confused. I saw it as, well, look, I'm not afraid to tell a woman anything. And when she was yelling at me, I actually told her, I can't do the job if you pull me away from it and throw a tantrum. I told her that. And I didn't yell it. I didn't scream. I told her, don't yell at me. And she continued to yell. So I figured, wait, what's the point of this? This is a fight.
So the fight with her is what caused you to leave the job. Because you're telling her, don't yell at me, don't do this. So you are fighting with her. You should have just gone to the boss, the person that hired you, and dealt with that and see what he had to say. And maybe you would have stayed or maybe not. But now you don't know because you didn't go to him.
Right. But and it would not matter if I went. It wouldn't matter to him.
You just assumed that how he was going to react to the situation. And just because he may have been weak with a situation beforehand, it doesn't mean that he was going to be weak with the situation again. You know what I mean?
Right. I understand. I shouldn't have judged him. I judged him.
Yes.
Right. Okay. So I guess I did judge him as weak when I didn't know.
Right.
Okay. So, well, I will keep that advice in mind and that guidance.
Yeah. And don't judge yourself for this. You didn't handle this situation well, so just don't judge yourself for it and be aware of what's going on in you. And then when it comes again, you'll be ready to deal with it in the right way.
You're right, Jesse. Thank you very much, man.
I wish you well, Dexter.
Thank you, Jesse. Same to you.
All right, buddy. Let me go to Julie out of Connecticut. Julie, you are on the air.
Hey, Dad.
Hey, Julie.
How are you?
All is well. Good to hear from you.
You too. You too. I want to talk to you about being a doormat.
Okay.
But I have to tell you, I'm driving right now, so if the connection is not good, will you just let me know and I'll call back?
Okay. Absolutely.
All right. Okay. Oh, I wanted to agree with you on something you said this morning about that pastor.
Oh, the one that ran for Senate in Texas?
Well, you showed the clip of him saying that transgender are made in the image of God. So when he said that was wrong. And I agree with you that he's trying to make a correlation between God and the transgender, and that seemed very, very wrong, him saying that.
It was an interesting statement. I've never heard that before.
Yeah. It made me want to cringe a little bit, yeah.
What?
I know. All right. We're in a fallen state.
Yeah.
So being a doormat, I had a situation. I'm a dancer, and I am competing, and I got really sick this month, and it was a little scary, more sick than I've ever been, and I had to take some time off. And the owner of the dance studio started making, in my opinion, some judgmental comments towards me, such as, "Oh, you know, I've danced through sickness in my life too," and other things like, you know, "You're always at the doctor's," or something like that. And the problem with her saying that is that she's right. I don't like that. In my lifetime, I have been at the doctors and sick more than most people I know. So that's what's bothering me initially, is that she's saying something to me about myself that I already don't like in the first place. So being a doormat in this situation where she is making kind of judgmental comments towards me, is being a doormat for me to just hear what she's saying and kind of understand that it's nothing personal. Don't react to it. Don't get angry. But I can say something to her and set a boundary and say, "Look, I'm sick and I can't come in," and it's a no at the same time. Am I able to speak up for myself, but also the being a doormat part is not emotionally reacting to her? Do I have that correct?
So, number one, let me ask first, and then I'll respond to that. Why do you like or dislike the fact that you have to deal with this issue? Why do you dislike it?
Probably a fear of dying. A fear of not being able to take care of my children.
And why do you have that fear?
I don't know. I don't know why I have that. Because I think I'm more important than I am.
Your fears are, the fear of sickness is what's keeping you sick. The fear of dying is what's killing you. Why not let all fear go? Because it's not of God. Why are you holding on to fear? You love the thrill of fear?
I've been watching it. I'm also watching Thrills a lot lately. So that's exactly what I've been working on myself. Because when my heart starts racing and I get like this adrenaline rush and this fear takes over, I'm seeing it as a thrill now.
And with the lady, whatever she said to you, and if you felt anger about it or fear about it or good feeling about it, which is still a bad feeling, you have to become a doormat by watching what you're feeling, what's going on in your mind and body, but do nothing about it. Don't lash out at the lady. Don't blame her for what you feel. Don't argue about it or anything, and just feel the pain in your body and the thoughts in your mind without any reaction to it at all, and then you shall overcome. Because when you don't react in any way, don't be mad at the woman or anything, then the Spirit of truth, by not reacting at all, the Spirit of truth will destroy the spirit of darkness. It will, but you're not allowing it to happen when you, in your mind or in your action or both, react. You're keeping it alive in you, and the Spirit of truth can't help you.
Okay, because I'm fighting.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I see that.
And when you fight, you and the devil are one. You're fighting with the devil, two devils fighting, and you're getting this thrill of life when it's really death. So you got to
Okay.
take no reaction to ego pain. It's doormat, and then that's what causes you. Allow the Spirit of truth to take it away from you, and He will.
Yeah, because you had a biblical question a couple weeks ago about something about why do we have violence, or I can't really remember the exact wording of it, but my answer to that was I want to be right.
Yeah.
That's why I'm arguing, and I want her to see that I'm right.
What an ego.
In that moment.
And that's pure evil. Any human being that want to be right are telling you or telling the world that they're evil and they want to be God, and God is never wrong.
Okay. Okay, I understand.
All right, well, stay with it. Stay with it. Stay with it.
I will. I've come a long way.
And that's why you don't give up. Don't give up.
Yeah. I appreciate you. Thank you.
All right, stay with it. Good to hear from you, Julie.
Yeah, you too. You take care.
All right, now. Let me go to Waylon out of L.A. Waylon, you are on the air.
Oh, hey, Jesse. It's good to be back on your show.
All right.
Yeah, so I was watching one of your church services from the 2000s, and you were talking about how you've only met a few people who have changed their life. And I was actually reflecting on that because when I started doing the silent prayer when I was 17, you don't know this, but I actually have autism and ADHD. And I used to actually jump around like a monkey for most of my life until I started doing the silent prayer. And I have slipped up like here and there, but ever since I quit slipping up, I quit jumping around. And I wouldn't say because I only made 2 changes to my life so far, but they're big changes. And the second change, I wouldn't say it's part of the silent prayer, but it's definitely, I believe, I could be totally wrong about this, but I could believe this is part of my repentance. I've been watching my language. Not even just in terms of not cussing, but in terms of my grammar. I've been trying to speak more professionally, if that makes sense.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's all I wanted to say.
Well, you stay with it, Waylon. You just stay with it. I don't care what happens, how the devil acts up in you, don't call it you, and how people treat you. You stay with it, and it's only going to get better.
All right. Thank you, man.
All right, buddy.
All right,
Amazing.
be safe.
All right, you too. Amazing. You can overcome, folks. It's all spiritual, and it's in you. It's not outside of you. It's in you. Everything that's happening to you is happening in you, not out of you, outside of you. Really. That is amazing when you see that. Let me go to first time caller, David out of Arizona. David, you are on the air.
Hello, Jesse. My name is David. I'm from Arizona. I'm a huge fan of yours.
Thank you, David. And you are on the air.
Yeah, so, Jesse, I'm David. I'm 29. I was raised Catholic. When I practice things like Ash Wednesday and the Rosary, it makes me feel like very feminine sometimes. I feel like I'm becoming like my mom spiritually.
You are.
Yeah.
Why,
I
how
put that
old are
away.
you?
29.
So why do you practice it? You don't have to do it.
Just being raised Catholic, I'm Mexican, and I like just now I was doing the rosary about an hour ago, and then I put it away and I did the silent prayer. I've been doing that more,
Right on.
and I just feel like I said I gotta call Jesse about this because it's just bugging me. Is it just I know you say all thoughts are all lies all the time. When I get that thought where like, man, this is becoming too feminine.
Have you forgiven your mother?
Absolutely, yes.
You went to her?
Yes.
And what did you say?
At first she kind of like laughed at it and got mad about it. But then like days later, I think she came to her like conscious thought, and she kind of finally realized maybe she was in the wrong, and she kind of like she accepted my apology. Well, she accepted the apology.
And so you're doing the silent prayer, and have you forgiven your father for not protecting you from your mother?
Yeah, I told him to, and he kind of just he's a little more like silent, very masculine man's man. He just said okay.
Right.
He felt like he did not do that.
So now that you are waking up, and all that stuff about doing the Hail Mary thing and all that mess, if you want to let it go, because Satan gonna try to pretend that, make you feel that, oh, you're going against God, you're going against the church, or whatever it makes you think. Just notice the thoughts, but don't call them you, and you'll get past. They'll pass. They'll be taken away from you. And God said, we don't have to do traditions anymore. Everything is spiritual now. It's all finished. The traditional mess, you can drop all that. So you don't have to be putting that mess on your head and Hail Mary and all that. It's a waste of time.
Yeah, I agree. I remember last Wednesday, I can't remember what Wednesday was last or before when the priest, it was my first time doing Ash Wednesday. And when he puts the ash on your forehead, he said, from dust you came, from dust you shall return. And I didn't get that. I didn't really comprehend that. Do you know anything about that? Like perhaps what he meant?
No, I have no idea because the Catholic Church is so messed up. They got all kind of false rituals that they do. But
yeah.
you continue to be still and watch what's happening inside of you, and don't call it you. You're not your thoughts. You're not your feelings. You're not your past. You're not your future. You're not any emotions. You're not your body. And you just practice, David, being aware of where you are and what you're doing at all times. They'll be in your head. If you get caught up in the thoughts, just come back, be aware of your body. And I promise you, everything will be fine.
Yeah, thank you so much, Jesse. I appreciate that.
All right. Stay with it, man.
Will do. Thank you.
All right. Amazing. Bye, David. Nice. All that Mama Mary stuff and Hail Mary, it's a waste of time. It's just to control you, folks. Religion is your prison. And I don't know one person who's into religion and they have overcome evil. Not one. Oh, they have to say Hail Mary 53 times in the same moment, in the same day?
I think he said he was doing the rosary. If you do the whole thing, that's like 50 Hail Marys, the Apostles' Creed.
Right then and there?
Yeah.
What?
If you do it all in one go. Couple of Our Fathers
I
in
didn't
there.
see that. I would have asked. What? No. Amazing. You don't have to do the rituals anymore, folks. But religion is your prison, not your freedom. And they set up religion, Catholic, Baptist, Mormon, any form of religion has been set up to imprison you. to control you. It's just like politics. It's no different. And I want to show you what anger can do for you. It's Bible thumping. There are a lot of people who think anger is good. Most people tend to think that. It's the darndest thing I ever seen, but most people think anger is good. How can you think that anger is good when you're so miserable with anger? And that tingling feeling, that thrill you get from anger, that's not a good thrill, a good feeling. It's not a good feeling at all. And yet you think anger is good. This is from the New York Post and X. An example of anger. It's Bible Thumper Thursday, February 28th, at a Democratic Party convention in San Francisco. The mother of a trans child was filmed threatening to hunt down and effing kill a woman who claimed that doctors push hormone blocking drugs on her 13-year-old daughter. Watch this from X.
What's that? I said, hi, Turf. I'm going to stand next to you. How did you feel about your body changing when you were going through puberty? Oh, I had lots of different feelings about it. But you know what? I'm just going to go over here and stand. I'm not going to have a supply to you. I'm just going to stand next to you to counter your hatred. You think it's hatred to tell girls that they could be healthy and whole? So Kaiser Permanente told my daughter that she should go on puberty blockers and hormones when she was 13. And I told my daughter that's not possible, that you'll never become a man. And she grew up to be a healthy, whole woman. She's 20 years old now. You know, they make a phalloplasty out of the skin tissue on your thigh or your forearm. It's like a skin sausage. It's a fake penis. $130,000. I'm going to hunt you down. Wait, you can't say that. You can't tell somebody you're going to kill them.
She told you that. She can't say it, evidently. I'm going to hunt you down and kill you, allegedly. And the lady that was threatened didn't seem very afraid, right? I'm going to hunt you down and effing kill you. What the? Evil is real. Earth is not heaven, and man is not God. What a mess, huh? You said that which one was looking for that reaction? They both were looking for the thrill. What are you saying?
I'm saying the lady who said they're both like fake smiling at each other.
Yeah.
Who said that her daughter, she told her daughter that you'll never be a boy. When the lady whispered that threat into her ear, that was the kind of reaction that the lady was kind of looking for.
Of course. That's why they're out there, two devils fighting.
And recording.
Yeah, absolutely. What a mess. Proverbs 15:1. A soft answer turn away wrath. A soft answer turn away wrath, but a harsh word stir up anger. A soft answer turn away wrath, but a harsh word stir up anger. And so between those two ladies, hey, and according to the report, which one of the ladies had a soft answer?
I didn't hear a soft answer there.
From either one?
Well, the lady did whisper her threat, so that you could call that soft, speaking softly.
A whisper is not a soft answer like that.
I did not witness a soft answer among those gentle ladies.
Which one was soft, Anchor Baby? between the two ladies?
James took my joke. Did they ever tell you growing up in school that whispering is harder on your voice than speaking?
Wow, I never heard it, but it
So-
makes sense.
Huh?
Because you got to control your body. I mean, your voice.
Something. It's like strains you more.
Yeah.
But yeah, ain't no softness in those ladies. All activists, both of them go out there. Very bold.
Amazing. According to James 1:19 through 20, know this, my beloved brothers, let every person be quick to hear and slow to speak. Let every person be quick to hear and slow to speak. Slow to anger. Slow to anger. For the anger of man does not produce the righteousness of God. The anger of man, meaning men and women, human beings, the anger of man does not produce the righteousness of God. So for all you angry people who think you have righteous anger, that's in your face. Egg on your face. Egg. A white lady taught me how to say egg. And the same lady taught me how to say ask. Because I used to say at.
Axe.
You know how blacks say at?
Right.
And egg. We used to say egg. And we don't even put the G in there, egg. But now I say egg.
Yeah, I've always thought you don't really talk black.
See there? I talk country.
Yeah, you do talk country, and I pick up on it sometimes.
You can take the boy out the country, but you can't take the country out the boy. So, know this, according to James, my beloved brothers, let every person be quick to hear, slow to speak, slow to anger. For the anger of man does not produce the righteousness of God. Kobe, I want to go back to Kobe out of Rhode Island. And Kobe is saying that the word racism does exist. And Kobe.
Hi, Jesse. What's up?
So I agree with you that the word racism exists, but there's no such thing as racism. They just made up that word to use you to deceive you.
Well, see, Jesse, I agree with some of the stuff we say. You're right in one aspect. It does exist for some people. You know what I mean? So some people, it doesn't occur. It doesn't occur. See, the reason why you're animated about it, because there's so many people that use that word for their downfall because they couldn't make it in life. So they're saying that's the reason. But there is few people that actually, because I've seen it when I Jesse. And where I live, the community, right? When the Portuguese people first came to my community, where I live in Rhode Island, everybody was mean to them, and they even said, we don't like Portuguese. We don't like them. We don't like them. I said, why? So just by, that's racism because you don't like somebody for their color. You know what I mean? That's what it means. So some people do go through it. Irish went through it when they went to South Boston. They went through it. I mean, it exists. And see, Jesse, I know you have a lot of white audience. White people will tell you, Jesse, like they have problems with blacks, but most white people have problems with their own people. You know what I'm trying to say? So racism, when you see black on black crime, it's because blacks very few head into white neighborhoods because there's two reasons, Jesse. They can't go into them because they stand out. Most crime happens in the neighborhood where you're from because it does happen. And the same thing with white. White people don't go into black neighborhoods because they stand out. So that's why you have a lot of black on black crime, white on white crime. So they're comfortable in their community or whatever, you know what I'm saying, setting.
Is there racism against white people today?
Excuse me?
Is there racism against white people today?
Yes, there is.
There's
racism. Of course there is.
And who are racist toward the whites?
Not everybody's racist toward whites. Not everybody's racist toward blacks.
Who are racist toward the whites?
Oh, right now, you have some communities like the black community Hispanic communities that are racist towards whites.
Are you a Christian?
I'm Catholic.
And so you're Catholic. And so God said racism does not exist. He said it doesn't exist. He said it doesn't exist at all. And just because human beings have that false idea of racism in their mind, that doesn't mean that racism exists. Why do you believe racism exists if you're a Christian?
Well, see, it's like this, Jesse. There's the laws of man and the laws of God. God says a lot of stuff, but a man doesn't follow all the rules of God.
I know, but I'm asking about you. If you're a Catholic, you know that racism does not exist. Why do you believe?
No.
Why do you believe racism exists?
Because
Why would you use Why would you use the language? Hold on, Kobe. Why would you use the language of the devil?
You see, Jesse, the devil is. See, if you believe in God, you believe in the devil. And right now, the devil is on this planet. Been on this planet. There's vessels walking around.
I know, but why would
a lot of people met vessels around that.
Why would you use the language of the devil, which tell people that racism exists, when you know it don't?
It does exist.
It does not exist.
Jesse, what you have to do, have a show,
but
Jesse,
God said it doesn't exist.
Call in.
Kobe, God said it does not exist. Why don't you use that language?
See, Jesse, you're changing the terms. It doesn't. People have went through it. I mean, you can. Maybe you could deny it and you could say it never happened to you. But I've seen people with my own eyes.
But those people that said they didn't like, according to you, they said they didn't like these people because of color or whatever. Those were evil people. That was not racist. Of course it's evil, but that's was evil. Why don't you call evil instead of...
No, Jesse.
Kobe.
Jesse, you just answered your own question, Jesse.
Hold on, Kobe, hold on.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hold on. Why don't you, as a Catholic who believe in God, why don't you call it evil rather than racism?
Okay, and I'm going to explain to you, Jesse. I'm using the terminology that's in the Webster Dictionary.
Why?
For that situation.
Why?
I didn't create the word. That's the word they use.
I know, but if you use it, you're encouraging the word. You're keeping it alive.
No, Jesse, then the Webster Dictionary is lying.
No, then why don't you use the word from the Bible rather than the Webster Dictionary? You're a Catholic.
I'm what? I know, it's Jesse.
So why don't you use the words of the Bible instead of the words of a dictionary?
Yeah, but see, Jesse, you're changing the interpretation of what I'm saying. You're changing it because I'm stating the facts and point. You can change it and say your own view of it, Jesse, but I'm not arguing with you.
No, I'm asking you, Kobe, you agree with me that in reality, racism does not exist, right?
No. I understand what you're saying when you're saying it's hate. That's what's causing it to be done.
And do you agree with that?
That's the terminology you use when you hate.
Kobe.
When you hate a human being of a different
do you
color
agree with
race,
that?
they call that racism. I didn't make up the name.
Kobe.
That's what it's called. There's people, there's your callers, Jesse, that you can call you and tell you the ones that went through it.
Kobe.
And everybody doesn't go through it. I agree with you.
Kobe.
Everybody does.
Kobe.
Yeah, go ahead, Jesse.
Do you agree, because of time, do you agree that it's hatred? You, Kobe.
Oh, yeah.
You agree that it's hatred, right?
That's what it is. But
hold on. Give me a yes or no. You agree that it's hatred, right?
Yeah, but
so, no. Don't do a but. Hold the but. Why do you call it what the children of Satan call it? Why do you call it what they call it?
Jesse,
no, answer that question.
Answer that question.
Kobe.
Yes.
Why do you know it's hatred and not racism? Why do you
No. It's hatred towards a race. That's the definition, Jesse. See, it's hatred towards a race. They use the name. It's like if you hate a baseball.
It's not hatred toward a race. It's hatred toward the individual.
No, just the individual with a certain color. If you don't know the person and you're just looking at him and you hate him, if the individual does something wrong to me, and then they say, "Oh, he has a reason. Kobe has a reason to hate this guy." But I've seen people look at somebody, don't even know him, and said, "I hate that N-word," and I'm like, "What? Do you know him?" No, I don't know him.
But they hate the person. They're judging the person.
He hates his race.
But they're doing that because their hearts are wicked, so they're judging the person. That's hatred.
Of course, but crimes are hatred. They're hatred. Crimes to humanity. Crimes. The war right now is due to hatred. I mean, everything's based on hatred.
And so
but
why
they
don't
give
you call
definitions
it
of the
what it
hatred with
is?
specific names.
Why don't you
They
call it
use
what
that
it
specific
is?
name as racism for hate races. Even your callers can understand that.
Kobe.
What I'm saying.
Kobe, give me a quick, and then I gotta run. Why don't you call
Okay,
it?
Jesse. Well,
why
I got to
don't-
go back. I
why
got to go
don't
back
you
to
call-
work, Jesse. My break's over.
Why don't you call it what it is?
Oh, what it is hatred, but
Right.
it's due to race.
No, it doesn't.
It's due to race. If
No,
you hate it, so they call it racism.
No, it has nothing to do with race. It's the heart. The heart
No,
is
if they
evil.
hate, Jesse, if you hate somebody just for their color, that's the definition they use. If somebody looks at you and says, "I don't like that."
Kobe,
that
I
black guy
gotta
over
run. Thank you for your call. Call me again.
there." Take care, man.
All right, buddy. T is out of Georgia. Georgia on my mind. T, you are on the air.
Hey, Jesse.
Hey, T.
I told you I would call back on Thursday. You asked me to call back on Thursday.
I did. Well,
Yeah,
I'm glad you
because
did. You're on the air. Go ahead.
Okay, so you all been talking about these evil people that are coming from other countries. Again, I don't believe that that every man is a son of God. I do believe that some people, some men and women, are sons and daughters of their father, the devil.
Why do you believe that?
Because Jesus told them they was of their father, the devil.
Right.
Because Jesus,
Right. He did say that when they were of the devil, yes.
Because they was telling Jesus that they was not born of fornication. They was born of Abraham. They was telling them that they was of their father, Abraham. And he told them, no, if you was of Abraham, you will love me. You are not of Abraham. You are of your father, the devil.
Right.
So that's why I say all men are not sons of God.
But that was then. This is now. When the New Testament was done, it was finished. All men and all women have been returned to the Father, and they are children of God. It's just that they don't know it because they still worship. They're lost. They're lost, and they're worshiping Satan instead of God because they're lost. So it's just that they just left home and they're lost, but that doesn't mean that they're not children of God.
Okay. Well,
that makes sense?
No, because
But if Christ said it's done, that your sins have been
done that they can
forgiven.
return to the Father, though.
Huh?
Isn't it done that they can return to the Father?
No, it means that they have been bought and paid for and taken away from Satan. He no longer can rule over them if they didn't allow it to happen. And because it is finished, they are now sons and daughters of God. That's why Christ said, if you treat anyone in a negative way, if you hate your brother or your sister, if you judge your brother or your sister, what you do to them, you're doing it to him, because now we're all brothers and sisters of God. We are joint heirs with Christ.
What you do to me, what you done to others, you do to me.
Whatever you
I
do to
remember
the
that.
least,
He said,
whatever you do to the least
you do
of
to
them,
the least of them,
you do it to me.
You do it to me.
Yeah, that's what Christ said.
He did say that. Whatever you do to the least of them, you do it to me.
Right.
Right. So I got that part. So now what? Okay, if everybody is the son of God, and just like we've been talking about these evil people that are coming over here trying to take over America, if they are sons of God, and then American men are sons of God, Hispanic men are sons of God, African men are sons of God. If everybody is is sons of God. And how can they be sons of God? And so when they die, they're just going to die evil sons of God?
If they don't overcome evil while they live, the way they drop their body is where it's just going to be the same. They're going to live in eternal death. They won't have a way out. But they'll still be lost in the wilderness, and God not going to force you to love him. He's made a way so you can return back home to him by forgiving.
Right.
By dropping the anger, you return back home. So if the men and women don't do it, they'll just, as they're obeying the devil in their physical life, they're going to obey the devil when they drop their bodies.
Okay, so what you're telling me is that nobody is the son. Nobody are sons or children of the devil anymore. Is that what you're telling me?
Right.
Because of what Jesus did, nobody, because he's a, okay, so.
And that's why the Father said, and the Son said too, go and forgive so you can return back home. Because those thoughts and those emotions are of your father, the devil, and he is controlling you, making you think and do the things you would not ordinarily do. He causes you not to see. It's not you, but it's the devil that's in you.
Okay, well, why did he call the devil their father?
Because they were listening to the devil. They are one mind with the devil.
Okay, got you. Okay, I got you.
Oh, amazing.
Amazing.
Thank you, T.
All right, thank you.
All right. One other quick thing. Did you hear that President Trump, the Great White Hope, fired Kristi Noem? He fired her. I always thought that she should not have been in that position anyway. I'm like, this lady cannot handle this kind of. This is too much for a woman. Women are not created to be leaders anyhow. It's not in their nature at all. And I've never agreed with the president putting all these women into these kind of positions. And so I'm not surprised if it's true that he has gotten rid of her. He fired her. It was too much for her ego to handle this. And then they would have these posters of men standing behind her, and she's all skinny and white. And these big old guys standing behind her as though she's the leader. They fired her. According to the New York Times. President Trump announced Thursday on social media that he was firing his Homeland Security Secretary, Kristi Noem. Here's what NBC said about it.
Tonight, Secretary Noem no longer. President Trump ousting perhaps the most divisive member of his cabinet, Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem, who led his immigration enforcement crackdown. The president abruptly announcing her firing on social media, writing, "I thank Kristi for her service at Homeland," saying she had numerous and spectacular results, especially on the border. Moments later, this awkward split screen.
Thank you for coming to this conference.
Noem on stage at a law enforcement conference, but never mentioning her firing. A top administration official tells NBC News President Trump, already frustrated by a series of Noem's high-profile controversies, this week was infuriated by her testimony before lawmakers, where she was repeatedly pressed on her role securing a $220 million border security ad campaign that featured her prominently.
If you come here the right way, your American dream can be as big as these endless skies.
Correct. Did the president know you were going to do this?
Yes.
He did.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
A White House official says President Trump never signed off on the spending.
Wow. Amazing. Sound that familiar. I know situations where the boss didn't sign off on it. On the spending. After a few things Noem Oh, a few other things that Norm is under fire for. We'll give you that when I come back from this break. That soundbite was from NBC News. So I want to show you this final soundbite on Kristi Norm, according to a New York Times, was fired by the Great White Hope, Donald Trump. And I never thought that. I thought Trump was making a mistake. I never agreed with him putting her in that kind of leadership role over the men anyway. And so I'm not surprised that it did not work. Because women were not built, created, divinely or undivinely, to be leaders. Men were created to lead, women were created to follow. And the women who are waking up to that reality love following. There's no fight. They love being themselves. So here are a few other things that Norm is under fire for. This is from CBS News.
During this year's immigration raids in Minnesota that left 2 protesters dead, Noam came under fire for accusing Alex Preddy of domestic terrorism, despite video contradicting her account. Noam's firing comes just weeks after President Trump praised her to Tom.
Do you still believe in Kristi Noem to deliver on your vision of immigration?
Look, she was in charge of the border. The border's closed. I mean, everybody gives me A+ on the border.
Noam was a lightning rod for criticism, hosting a photo op at a maximum security Salvadoran prison, purchasing a luxury plane that DHS claimed would be used for deportation flights, and facing allegations of an affair with her top advisor, Corey Lewandowski, who an administration official says is also expected to depart. Noam brushed off questions about the relationship at a congressional hearing this week. President Trump naming Republican Senator Markwayne Mullin of Oklahoma the next DHS secretary, pending Senate approval.
There's an opportunity to build off successes, and there's also opportunities to build off things that maybe didn't go quite as planned.
Amazing. So we'll see what happens, but I'm not surprised. I've never agreed with the president on that. But yet, he is the great white hope. Amazing, huh? What do you think about the fire real fast, hey, on that?
Sounds wise.
Yeah.
There's oftentimes mess going on in any administration or team or whatever.
It is, no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's all men, it'll still be a mess.
Yep.
That's human nature. That was from NBC News.
It's another reason for the women thing being a problem, because it just creates temptation and extra accusation and all kinds of stuff.
That happened in the military, too, when they started allowing women to go to the military. Sex went out of control.
Yeah.
Everybody and their mama were having sex in the foxhole.
There was a woman who was in the first Trump administration, and she turned on the whole administration and Trump after she had a baby with one of the guys, and then left and became a single mother, something like that.
Amazing.
Mm-hmm.
One last thing, it looked like now most countries have women in their armed forces. Oh man, huh? Grandpa, tell me about the good old days. So Trump said, according to the report, Trump said trans surgery for kids can happen with parental parent consent. This is from KATU. Conservative on X expressed anger over True Social post from Donald Trump, President Trump, that said gender transition surgery for children can occur with parental consent. Here's that image of that.
This is that Truth Social post. It reads, this is from Donald J. Trump, the Save America Act. All voters must show voter ID identification. 2, all voters must show proof of citizenship in order to vote. 3, no mail-in ballots, except for illness, disability, military, or travel. 4, no men and women's sports. 5, no transgender mutilation surgery for children without the express written approval of the parents.
Amazing. So as a result of that, this female from Georgia, former Georgia GOP Congressman Marjorie Taylor Greene wrote on X, absolutely done.
That's true. She says, I'm done. Absolutely done. The war is bad enough, but giving in to Democrats on transing children is enough to lose me forever. If the GOP supports transing minors with sick, mentally ill parents' consent, I'm registering as an independent. My only policies are Jesus.
Amen. Jesus, yeah, right.
Well,
And then the Daily Warrior commentator Matt Walsh also criticized the president.
That's right. Matt Walsh writes, no trans surgery for children without parental consent is meaningless. The kids who are mutilated almost always have parental consent. The consent of the parents is not the issue. The issue is that the procedure is barbaric and insane, no matter if parents agree to it or not.
Amazing. So I wanted to know what and I didn't tell them that they were coming into, because I wanted to hear what they think too about all this. It's interesting. And so we'll start with you, Derek, and then Nick, and then Kurt. And since Jay ain't been around here all morning anyway, we'll start with those who we haven't heard from. What do you say about Trump's statement that transgender surgery with consent of parents? What do you think?
I 100% disagree. This goes against my morals and values.
What's your morals and values?
That Christ is the center, and we should make policies that resemble his teachings. And it was interesting seeing on the post, he put it at the bottom. You know, when you're scrolling on social media, sometimes you have to press see more. So it's like, I don't know if that's the case on Truth Social, but I'm not on Truth Social. But yeah, I completely disagree with this. It's sad to see how far left his administration is from the start. Back in 2016, you know, he was saying crazy things, ban all Muslims, and things like that, rhetoric that people today would consider extreme. To see him sort of capitulate with the ideology of the left, the Democrats, it's sad to see.
Amazing. So you totally disagree with him, and it's sad, and it goes against your morals and values?
Definitely. I believe this is a Christian nation, or at least I'd like it to be. Now it's not so much, but it's sad to see.
Is it a Judeo-Christian nation?
I definitely disagree. Yeah, don't cancel me, but that's just my views on that.
Oh, a mess. Yeah. What do you say to it, Kurt, that if it's true that the president said transgender surgery with the consent of the parents? You say?
He legalized it, or he's legalizing it. I mean, yeah, the parents are raising them. The parents are responsible for the children. So I understand. Was that quiet? I was away from the mic.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, the parents are responsible for the children.
So you agree with Trump on the transgender thing?
Yeah.
You agree that the...
we're on break.
Out. Oh. Back in a quick moment, folks. So, Kerr, do you agree or disagree with the Great White Hope that transgender surgery is okay as long as you have the consent of the parents?
I don't know. It's tough. I don't agree with transgender surgeries on kids, but the parent is responsible for the kid, so I guess they should have the freedom. I'm not saying that that's right, but again, the parents are responsible for their children.
And so you agree with the Great White Hope?
Yeah.
That transgender surgery is fine as long as the consent of the parent?
I don't know. It's a tough one. I mean, people do a lot of stupid things. I don't know if you should outlaw it because, I mean, they're crazy anyways. They're going to do crazy things regardless. I don't know.
You don't know?
Yeah.
And when you say anchor baby, do you agree with the president that transgender surgery is okay as long as it's the consent of the parents?
Well, to this right now is the first I've heard of this, and I wanted to first say it sounds like he's talking about the Save America Act. I'm just getting familiar with the story with you guys now.
Right. Yeah.
And it looks like if you read the post, he's clearly looks like he's promoting the Save America Act. And
Can we see the post?
For those that don't know, in the government they have to work in Congress with the Democrats to pass this kind of stuff.
Right.
Like the big beautiful bill. There was stuff that I don't know. I'm not super familiar, but there's consent. You have to like compromise or something like that. So this seems like they're trying to pass the Save Act thing. Okay. That being said, I definitely don't agree with this idea of surgeries for children and minors, even with parental consent. I definitely don't agree with that. It's my personal opinion that not even Trump agrees with that, but that's just my opinion, right? I don't really know. It's my opinion that it's just the type of person he is in the era he grew up in. I find it a little hard to believe that he would believe something like that. So to me, this is politics. This is like, right, trying to pass the Save America Act, trying to work with people. I can't say I agree with it. And last thing, but this quick reaction from the youth a little maybe. I don't know. He's not telling people to go trans children, right? He's not telling you to go do it. But no, I definitely don't agree with that. With those surgeries.
And how about you, Hank? Because of time, do you agree with the president or disagree?
No, I don't agree that parental consent thing. That's too much wiggle room. Me being a very crazy Christian who wants to like force some level of civilization on people who are uncivilized.
Right.
Because I think it's uncivilized for a parent. Usually it's a mother, but sometimes the fathers do go along with it. Many times the fathers don't. But it's uncivilized to be doing the surgery on even adults. I don't think that they should even do it for adults, but not children. Definitely not children. I understand the parental consent thing. I wish that it said fathers and mothers, because
it said parents.
Both parents, yeah, but
parent
it should say
means
both
father
parents.
and mother, right?
Not necessarily. I mean, these judges will find a way. When I said wiggle room, these judges will find a way to declare the fathers incompetent.
Well, Trump did say, according to the poll, parents.
Yeah.
Meaning both, right?
It's kind of like abortion, where with abortion, I call it for short, the evil, uncivilized people are intent. Like half the country is intent on keeping it, maybe more. And so, okay, you have it. You know what I mean? That's kind of how I see Trump approaching this.
Oh, okay. So,
however, he changed it.
Right. I'm going to get to that in a minute. So you agree with this president, or do you disagree?
I respectfully disagree, but with understanding.
With the Great White Hope?
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure?
No, I'm not sure.
Let me remind you of the Great White Hope.
Fox and Friends in the morning, they're very honorable people.
The Great White Hope.
That's obsolete information. It's no longer the case. I'm just kidding. Shout out. Competitors, you might say.
So, okay. So you said there has been a change made on the post.
Yes, there has.
And tell us when, how, and what happened.
Okay, so I asked about the Save America Act and who wrote it and who put that part in there. And I guess that's not even really necessarily in the Save America Act, written by Chip Roy and Mike Lee, senators. But it was kind of like a wish list or something like that. Trump listed a bunch of priorities he wanted included in that act, I guess. And according to Advocate, which is a far-left pro-radical homosexual outlet, they said...
What's it called?
Advocate.
Oh, okay.
President Trump appeared to change the wording of a policy proposal targeting gender-affirming care, communist language, for so-called transgender minors Thursday. I put so-called, obviously. That post that we saw was from the morning, and then that afternoon, several hours later, he changed that fifth item to be no transgender mutilation surgery for children, with no mention about consent or parents.
So I'm confused now. Are you saying that originally the president said with
that? That was a real post,
and it said
according to
consent
reports,
of the parents?
And it said without express written approval from the parents. But this removed that thing, that extra part.
So
about,
originally Trump, it was there, and it said with the consent of the parent.
That's right.
And then so on the same social media page thing.
Second post.
Truth
Social.
He changed it saying that no surgery.
Right.
And so you said the advocate are saying that it's
appeared,
not in there?
Right. He appeared to change it. First, the advocate said 10:47 a.m., no transgender mutilation surgery without the express written approval of the parents. But a second post, 4 p.m. Eastern, 4:12, the same list appeared again, but with one notable change. The fifth item now read no transgender mutilation for children. The language referencing parental approval had disappeared. And it was posted on Facebook and other places without the parental consent language. So he listened maybe to the backlash, or somebody in the administration did, and amended it.
So was it ever in there?
It was in there.
Oh, okay.
But it was just his wish list. It's not an actual bill. It's just talk.
Oh, so the bill that Nick read to us is not a bill. It's just a wish list
It's
thing.
a Truth Social post kind of saying, hey, put
Let's
this
do
in the
this.
Save America Act.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Amazing.
America Act is not like a proposed bill or anything?
It is a proposed bill, but it doesn't have anything like that in there.
Gotcha.
So in the proposed bill, it doesn't have the transgender thing in it?
Right.
I'm so confused by this, Nick.
No, I'm following things.
You are
Yeah, he's saying he's saying the transgender stuff is not in the proposed bill. This is something that
right. The
that
real
Trump
bill
wrote
written
about.
by Chip Roy and all them.
So then why is this?
Right.
Why do you think this would be? I guess your opinion. Why do you think then that Trump wrote that in there? Like if it's not even a discussion.
Well, probably he wants to push things that are popular and that are sensible.
But if it's not in the bill, he's not pushing it.
No, he's kind of, the president sometimes says, hey, Congress, do this, do this, do this. And those are his priorities. All voters must show voter ID. All voters must show proof of citizenship. No mail-in ballots. No men and women's sports. That's another thing that's obvious. And no transgender mutilation surgery for children. And then it says without the express written approval of the parents.
So
was
this
his
is
first
not
draft.
the bill.
Right.
It's just Trump putting
It's just
it on
Trump
there.
wants them to put that in the bill.
Okay. All right. Last word about that hate.
Don't turn on Trump. Please. Give me a break.
Last word, Derek.
I was taking notes on everybody's points. I would, if anything, can I ask a question?
Yes.
All right. Would anybody who backs it, would you support parents being allowed to sacrifice their children to ball? Would you allow that?
What?
Would you allow parents to sacrifice their children is what I'm saying.
To ball?
Yeah.
What's a ball?
Like in the Bible?
Baal or Baal.
What?
Like in the Bible.
That false god from the Old Testament. I don't know if he's a golden calf or what he looks like.
Yeah, it's
What's
like
your
a golden
question
thing.
about that?
You're too busy taking notes. You didn't hear us say that we don't support this.
I'm asking the question though.
What's your question?
Would you be okay with parents sacrificing their children? Is the basic question.
For balls?
For
B-A-A-L.
Lord, don't say that.
B-A-A-L.
You mean like the transgender thing?
Like, in the Bible when parents were sacrificing their children to ball?
It's a demon, Jesse.
Yeah, it's like a demon.
Oh,
Yeah.
why you call it
not
ball?
not a shape, and nothing else.
Why you call it ball instead of the devil?
I mean,
I don't know about no
Bible term.
balls.
It's in the Bible.
I think it's like
Lord.
a different demon. Is it like is it a family member, a distant relative of Satan?
Yeah, something like
to be.
that.
Interesting.
Something like that. But yeah, that'd just be my question because that's the direction it's heading when you allow things like this to happen.
What to do what now?
For
What was the question? Repeat the question.
I was asking, would you be okay with parents sacrificing their children to a demon? Would you be okay with a policy like that?
Oh.
Yeah.
If the parents decide to do it.
Yeah.
Would I be okay with it?
Well, just anybody that agrees with this post,
The Trump
this
thing?
alleged post, yeah.
Oh. Now I'm so confused by the post.
Yeah.
Anybody want to respond to that?
Yeah, well, number one, I just simply don't support that. So I don't know. I don't know. No, I do not support. No, I don't like that. Don't sacrifice your kids. But anyway,
To the ball.
Sure.
Oh,
But
okay.
you know, when you with what James said, it kind of puts this post into perspective. Like, where is he saying that he wants Like, where is he saying that he wants transgenders? Like, this is kind of like a very basic like Republican post if you think about it. He's just saying we need voter ID, we need no more bail and balance, and none of this transgender stuff. But he's trying to be diplomatic with the like, oh, but unless you kids want to, unless the parents want to, and then in pursuit of being even better and seeing the backstory, he's like, okay, let's remove that part. I didn't even mean that. I don't even care that much about that.
Okay.
That's my opinion.
Amazing. You want to respond to that? Real fast. Then I get to call.
Yeah, real fast. I just say that it isn't about what he's okay with. It's about what he's okay with, not about what he's endorsing. So I'd say that.
Oh, okay. A friend of mine good friend said that he agreed with you guys.
Mm.
The one that said hate can't sing, or Lord, now I got to put up with hate singing. I have to put it up with George Jesse. He said, I agree with your experts this time. Oh, I agree with your expert that this is similar to abortion, but I would not allow abortion to be okay by law.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Agrees. Yep. Agrees with me.
Yeah, Kurt, would you allow your children to be sacrificed to balls?
No.
Ball. B-A-L.
But isn't it, as soon as you're angry at a child, you might as well wrap a millstone around their neck and drop them in the ocean. So I don't see that as any different, the trans surgery or sacrificing to them to ball or whatever balls. That's no different than yelling at your child, than being angry at them. It's all the same. It's all the same spirit.
When you say that,
killing your child is way different from
you're spiritually
having a
killing
moment
them
of anger
when
at
you're
them.
angry at them.
a moment,
Yeah.
they hold on to anger for life.
Yep.
But you can let
All
go.
life.
You have the solution, but you can let it go. That's different.
Amazing.
Yep.
Well, thank you, experts.
Right
I
on.
appreciate it.
We didn't hear your take. Not that we need it.
I don't have time right now.
Nice.
That's why I have experts, buddy.
Right on.
Amazing. And don't forget to like, follow, tweet, subscribe, and share the Justin Lee Peterson radio show, folks. We really appreciate it. We are at war. It is a spiritual battle for the soul of America. And it's going to take all of us to do it.